Welcome to the Flat Chat Pod. Today we are doing our top 5 players in each position. For this particular video, we are looking at the top 5 fullbacks in the world. But as you can see, we have quite a few. We have 10 for this because we are combining right back and left back together. We just didn't think there was enough
depth in the left back
in each side.
right back,
yeah, exactly. We thought we combine the two, we'll get a top 5. It might take a wee bit longer. There's a few more names to discuss, but that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna get cracked on with this, and yeah, either you want to start off by either putting someone back here and thinking they're definitely making it, or flicking someone off that you think definitely should not be anywhere near this top 5.
Right, I'll start. I'll pull a name back I think should definitely be in it.
Mm-hmm.
I think this man, Andy Robertson, is definitely in my top 5.
Oh yeah, no, he's got to be.
Yeah, he's got to be.
As a couple, a few Scottish boys as well.
We'll not talk about his performance the other day.
No, we won't talk about
that.
That's quite nice to see that we got a Scottish player all the way back, first back in his position.
That's
really I like to see that.
Can't wait for the comments. The Flat Chat podcast is biased because they're all Scottish.
Oh, he's got to be in it though.
Statistically, he is one of the best left backs in the world.
He's such a good. He's so good at covering as well. It's because of his pace. He's decent going forward. He's good at defending. He's just a really good player.
He's maybe the most well-rounded fullback.
And he leaves everything out there as well.
Do you guys want to pull one name back each?
I am going to pull a name back, and I'm going to get his partner in crime over on the other side for Liverpool on the back of that list. I'm going to say Trent Alexander-Arnold. I think it's... literally, if Robertson is the best left back, he has got to be up there for one of the best right backs in the world. Like, it's not even funny how much depth they have at fullback and that as well. These two are instrumental.
It's a great partnership.
I have to say it completely different in a lot of ways because yes, he's good at going forward, but he's very good at covering, very good at defending, he's very fast. He's not so much. He plays so high up the pitch because of his ability in the final third, his crossing, his passing, his vision, even his shooting as well. He can take free kicks.
Exactly, and
he's excellent.
In terms, it also allows Liverpool to play a little bit of a pivot. So it means that obviously Robertson can stay back, help obviously Van Dijk, and depends who's playing, Matip or Konate. That's a very popular name on this podcast, and it allows Trent to kind of go forward in that as well, and obviously pivot back and forth. And I think that's where Liverpool are really, really good, like both defensively and obviously on the attack.
It's probably arguably their strongest position, their fullbacks, because they two are just so strong.
Yeah. Well, that's what you want, because I think the other.
In terms of like an actual sort of depth position, see if we're just combining like fullbacks as one position, then Liverpool's easily got like the strongest fullback.
It's just the players below them is a bit stinky, like Tsimikas and who's right back.
He's alright.
Tsimikas
it's alright, but
he's alright. I think he's pretty good.
I'd say Man City's backup left back's better than Zinchenko.
I'd say Zinchenko is better than Tsimikas, but obviously we've not seen a lot of Tsimikas.
That's very true. I'm going to bring someone back as well. I'm looking at it and thinking between two players I want to bring back right now, and it's those two at the right front, Hakimi or Cancelo. But because I'm going to continue with the theme of Premier League bias, I'm going to bring back Cancelo. I think he's just had an excellent season.
Yeah,
I think he was in contention. He could have been in contention for Premier League Player of the Year or Player of the Season if it wasn't for the fact that Kevin De Bruyne was there, even Salah.
He was in UEFA's Team of the Year as well.
Yeah, exactly. There you go. I think he's excellent, and he is very good at defending. And he's nice wee blends of the two Liverpool fullbacks.
Yeah,
he's good going forward. He's got a good. Some of the passes he makes are outrageous.
Yeah,
outside of the boot sort of things. He's a good. Really good fullback.
Often goes a little bit unappreciated because of just the strength of depth that Man City have. Like I think in terms of like just all round, they've just got like brilliant players in every position of the park. So I think a lot of what Cancelo actually does go a little bit unnoticed. But obviously UEFA Team of the Season this year and that as well, well deserved.
I think what has to go for him here as well is the fact he's been asked to go and move from right back to left back, and it's as if
and he's played better there.
He's fitting perfectly.
Exactly. It is such a rare player that can play both right back and left back. It's not like that's probably like you'd argue probably once in a generation kind of.
I think it suits the way he plays. Well, Pep's style of play, him playing in the left, because Pep wants one fullback to come into the middle and create good passing options. and because he's able to go from the left, come into his right foot, he can ping balls down the line, or he can play spray balls across the pitch to Mahrez. It just works perfectly.
Yeah, it does.
He's a perfect system player, but he is a very, very technically gifted footballer.
Yeah,
of course. One name I'm probably going to think about bringing.
Are we going to bring? I think we should start getting rid of names now.
Right.
We've got
I'll
three.
get rid of one name. I think he's not getting the flick treatment, but FULLBACKS.
I think it's a good shout to get rid of him.
Yeah, Mendy's.
I've not seen enough of him. I really haven't.
Yeah, he's been a bit anonymous, really.
In the Champions League as well, he just didn't stand out. For
no, he didn't. He's clearly a good left back.
Yeah.
He's clearly good, and I'm sure he'll get better and better.
In fairness, Real Madrid in the Champions League was probably the Vinicius and Benzema show, realistically.
Yeah.
Like, it was just kind of, and in that vein, there is one person I think is going to probably go back, and that's going to be this man, Danny Carvajal.
You think Carvajal goes back?
Yeah, I think he
goes off.
I think he goes off. Yeah, he's not getting the flick treatment. That's a bit.
That's a
bit disrespectful to Carvajal. He is a very, very good.
He definitely doesn't get the flick treatment.
Same as Mendy. I think he's been anonymous.
I think a year or two ago, I know they've just won the Champions League, and it's mental that I'm saying this. A year or two ago, he probably would have been here.
A year or two ago, he'd be here, 100%.
And he did actually have a few really good performances. He played really well. He's probably one of the best players on the pitch for Real Madrid in the Champions League final.
In fairness,
but I thought he struggled. Who was it against in particular? It was either against Chelsea or no, it was Mbappe. He got absolutely turned inside, which is no.
It's not
exactly embarrassing to be absolutely turned inside out by Mbappe. It was that. Remember the goal where Mbappe comes out. He's in the left hand side and he cuts in between him and his centre back partner. Probably Eder Militao, to be honest. So.
There you go.
Right, so from the players left at the front, I think there's 4 players that we can get 2 out of. I think one name just has to go off from this season, Kyle Walker.
Yeah,
he's been very much in and out.
I don't think any of the guys on this list deserve the flick treatment.
No,
none of them are De Gea, who's conceded 70 goals.
Yeah, I was gonna say Kyle Walker. I'm sorry, lads.
Nicely place him off.
We're gonna nicely place you off, Kyle Walker. I'm sure. I'm sure he's devastated. I'm sure he's a fan of the podcast.
For the century, we've just got rid of 2 fullbacks. Are probably the 2 best right, other than Dani Alves of the last 10 years. They're probably up there with the 2 best right backs.
I don't
think they're world class anymore.
The game's quite there. The game's just evolved and
the legends of the game.
Yeah. And again, I find I'm crazy saying that, but Carvajal has just won the Champions League. I think that's just mental.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
And also, we've just got rid of 2 Champions League winners that have just gone. Obviously, Carvajal, massive part of Spain's success, and obviously the mid to the late 2010s. Well, Mendy, of course, did he not win the World? He won the World Cup with France.
I'm not sure if he played.
Did he play?
Lucas Hernandez.
Yeah, of course. But yeah, it's actually a very, very close toss-up between the 3 in front of here because I think are we putting Davies in the 4? Because
I think Davies is in the.
I don't think he's in it. I think he's the next one that leaves. Personally, I would have the 2 front ones.
Oh,
I think you guys will disagree.
I am going to hard disagree.
I think he is surprisingly excellent. I don't think you've watched Theo Hernandez. I mean, he's probably AC Milan's best player this season.
Oh yeah.
He's very, very good.
Actually, in that
he's very actually similar to the man on the right. This guy here.
Of course. In that debate, obviously, in that debate of AC Milan's best player, him or Rafa Leao.
No, it could be. Yeah. But no, I think he is so. They've just won the league as well. He's been injured for so long, which shouldn't go against him that much. And I don't mind if you guys do think that's him.
We should do it.
Reece James.
I think the way we should do it, if this is combined, we'll say 2 out of the 4 each. And if there's a majority pick, they come back.
Right. Yeah, and then we'll go into our top 5 and see what we want to do.
What 2 are you picking out of those 4, Callum?
Theo Hernandez and Hakimi.
Okay, right. So from my vote on that one, we've got obviously I'm going to be picking Alphonso Davies and Hakimi. Hakimi.
Well, this is going to be tricky because I've got Reece James and Hakimi.
Right. Okay. So we're going to be easy here and make Hakimi's
coming back,
and now we're going to change it to these 3.
Hakimi's coming.
Do we want to order these 4 then out?
No.
Because they are the top 4.
Oh yeah, they are.
I mean, let's get the 5 back, and then we'll obviously
we'll deal with the front 3 here and get them dealt with.
We need to deal with the front 3 before we start talking about how we're going to order.
Right. I'll put my opinion forward why I think it should be Reece James. So he's been injured for part of the season.
Mm-hmm.
He's still got 18 goal contributions. I think he's a very, very good attacking fullback. He works very well in the 5 for Chelsea. I think yeah, I know people do rave on about him, but I think he is still a bit underrated. People,
No.
I think he's unbelievably
He's
good.
not. He's not. And also the
I
fact
think he is.
you're giving his goal contribution. He's a wing back as well.
Yeah, I know,
He's
but
playing in a 5.
yeah, that is true. But Marcus Alonso is supposed to be the one that goes forward more. And Reece James is supposed to be the so-called good defensive
He's a
fullback.
defensive fullback. Yeah.
Yeah.
I just don't.
I think he's the best defensively out of the 3 as well.
You think? Have you
Yeah.
seen him?
I've seen
He's the
him.
best. He's probably the.
I think Alonso's
he
the
looks
best
like
attacker.
he looks like a good
Yeah.
attacker, but I think he's just because of his pace, he's able to recover well. But defensively, he's probably the weakest in my opinion. Defensively,
Yeah, and I think Reece James is in the middle for both.
middle for both. And I think he's not. I think he's the best. I think he's as fast as him, if not faster, and he's incredible.
When I've watched Theo Hernandez, he has been a bit shady defensively.
Yeah, he's been a bit kind of dodge.
And he just relies on his pace too much to get him out of trouble.
Well, I think in my order would be here. If I'm ordering these 3, it's 1, 2, 3. I think he's not. I can't see him getting in.
I mean,
I don't think it's him either. I think that's my.
I mean,
opinion,
if we're
but I
talking
don't
about
have to agree
if we're talking about the measure of football being the perfect measure of football being success, it's those two because they've won their respective leagues.
Yeah, that's also true.
But Reece James has been the champion of Europe more recently.
Fair.
I know, but they've just won their. We're basing it off this season as well.
That's fair.
I think he is my 3rd pick out of the 3.
If I'm being honest, I would go James, then Davies, then Hernandez. Personally,
I would go out of the 3. I'd go Davies, Hernandez, James.
Yeah.
Like,
So I think 2 of us. James is gone, based on what we've just said there.
Yeah,
It's not to disrespect him at all, but
and now here comes the part of the show that everyone's waiting for, the great argument between Aaron Turnbull and Callum Porter as to who's getting in over Alfonso Davies and Theo Hernandez.
This is tougher because I
This
feel
is
like
very
these two are definitely better than him. In my opinion, and based on this season as well. They've won the leagues.
They're not that much better than Reece James.
I know, but I do
James
know
is a
that
better
I can
footballer than
definitely.
all of them.
Is he?
Yeah, and then both. He's a better footballer.
Is he? Have you seen this guy? He's like
I've seen
Maradona dribbling.
him.
You
Come on.
see the goal he scored?
You see the goal he scored?
You're basing it off one goal.
I'm sorry.
Right. Okay.
Very good.
I'm gonna make my case for why I think Alfonso Davies comes back here and that as well. Yes, in terms of attacking fullback, he is probably the best, like modern fullback. Like if you look at like the modern fullback, you're looking attack and defense. And I will admit they both have their moments in terms of like sketchiness defensively, but I think he has proven himself to be more capable of handling like defensive pressure than Theo Hernandez. I think as Heggie said, I've seen Hernandez in games this season and he's looked very sketchy in terms of defence. And obviously,
when have you watched him in games? This season?
I was going to say we've obviously watched like a lot of the games.
I know, but I was
going to
say that's what I thought about him. He's sketchy defensively.
Also, big part of getting Canada to one of the first World Cups, I think as well. Okay. Massive part of that. Theo Hernandez, you'd be looking at saying, does he get into the France team for the World Cup?
Yes.
I think he does, but obviously.
Do you really think they're going to pick him over Ferland?
He'll be involved. Of course he will.
That's a
good shout. That's a good point.
Obviously, different nations, but in terms of the World Cup, he stars. He doesn't. I don't think.
I mean,
obviously,
he's French, he's Canadian.
Again, different nations. That's why.
Would Alfonso Davies start for France? I think he would.
I think Alfonso Davies.
If he does, I would consider. I don't mind that. I haven't watched enough of the two of them to. I do think that he's just as defensively liable. He's got defensive issues the same way he does.
I don't think he has defensive issues the same way he does.
You think he does? I
think Davies is pretty solid defensively.
You think so?
Yeah.
All right.
I think James is better than both of them.
I know Reece James is gone. Like Reece James is definitely not it. He's just not. He's not quite it.
He's definitely not. Do you know what
I mean? No, like to be fair,
he's not. He's the third best out of the 3 in our opinion. I can happily give it Alfonso Davies. I don't mind that. I think it's closer between those two.
Thank God, because I thought we were going to get to the point where it was going to be a coin toss.
No.
If it came to a vote, I was voting Davies.
He's got Davies. I know I can't persuade. Heggie's more raging about me kicking James out. There's no way I'm getting Theo Hernandez out. He doesn't mind you getting it, but I'm not getting it.
Yeah, Davies is 5th anyway.
Yeah, Davies is 5th. Yeah, I'm on to go.
Let's get Theo Hernandez out.
Right, this could be another long debate of what we think the order is.
I'm going to say
he's definitely last. We know that.
Yeah. I'm going to say those two are fine.
Yeah,
like those two are fine. Davies and Hakimi.
I then think that he's then fine there as well.
I think he's fine as well.
I think it's then these two we need to sort out. I think we've actually figured that out quite well.
That's actually, I would have put Trent second, but obviously
Over who? Over who?
I would have put Cancelo third, Trent second.
See, I would have put Cancelo first.
Oh, okay.
I was kind of I kind of thought that as well.
Right. Okay.
And that's why I think that's probably the fair way to do it. Is you think he's first?
I was going to say I think Robertson's first. Yes.
I think I'm happy with that. I think these two are very close. I think he's definitely third for me.
I'd have put Robertson, Trent, Cancelo, and again, it's just like the goalkeepers. There's literally like maybe that between them and that.
Yeah, no, of course there is. Yeah,
but what would your order be? Cancelo, Robertson, Trent?
I don't know. I'm very torn between these two. Like I definitely think he's third. Yeah. I think he's got to be third.
I'll say why I think Cancelo's first. I think he's first because he's versatility out of the three, and I think they're all just
season overall,
and they're all just as good at each other, really, at different things. But because this is fullback, I think Cancelo has to just get the nod because he can play on both sides.
I think he's hurt by the fact he has to be able to play both left back and right back, whereas these two are more focused and they can be world class in their positions.
Yeah, I get that. Yeah. So I don't know. I think I'm actually kind of happy with the way it looks right now, but I wouldn't. I don't care about this order here at all. I think that they're both.
I was gonna say I would personally put Trent second, but again between Cancelo and Trent, it's like that. So I'm not
if you're pushing for him third, then this order's fine.
That's what I'm saying. I think I would potentially have him second. I would be fine with that.
Would you both say Trent third, the two of you?
Yeah, I'm having Trent third.
Yeah, that's fine. Majority rules, so it's Trent third, and then it's between these two. And I think, if it's between those two, then that's fine.
I think stats down as well for these two. Cancelo's got 15 goal contributions.
But these guys both do it.
Yeah, Robertson's got 16.
Oh, there you go.
That's what I'm saying.
And he's doing it with this guy doing it. He's the one that's meant to do it. Cancelo's the one that's meant to do it for the Man City team from that position. But I think it's fine. I think the fact that he's gotten third, I thought that we could put him first.
That's right.
Cancelo. I think that's probably the way it's going to be. So for our fullbacks, let's wrap that up. That one was a wee bit harder, a wee bit more tense.
You had a few
disagreements. We had a few disagreements there. But in fifth we get Alphonso Davies. In fourth, Hakimi. In third, Trent Alexander-Arnold. In second, Cancelo. And in first, we get Andy Robertson, our Scottish boy. So yeah, that's our top 5 fullbacks in the world. Our world-class players are these 5. And gonna say anything? You boys want to say anything?
No, I think we've had a full and frank discussion about these football players.
Yes.
We look forward to hearing about how we are shit at football, we know nothing, in the comments, especially from the likes of Chelsea, Real Madrid fans.
Definitely Real Madrid fans. We get Real players very
very close to their hearts. But yeah, I think after a full and pretty close debate, I'm happy with that kind of order. Obviously, it's not personally what I would have had, but obviously,
it's a combined list.
It's gonna be hard.
It's also not the list I would have, and it's also not the list Callum would have. Do you know what I mean? It's
exactly.
I think out of those, to be fair, out of the 5, Alphonso Davies and Theo Hernandez are the only 2 that would potentially switch.
I was going to say,
that's personal.
I don't know. We don't know how long this has been recording, so we're just going to wrap up. We'll wrap it up.
Comment below your top 5,
of course,
and if you think ours is right or wrong, and like and subscribe.
Hit that bell so you don't miss out on all of our uploads, as always.
Yes. And thanks for watching, guys.
Thank you.
See you next time.
See you next time.